Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Happy New Year, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat, first episode of 2025. I am Benton. Manchester United with a monumental point at Anfield. We'll discuss Liverpool versus Manchester United along with my family. George, what are you doing, family? How are you doing? Long time to see you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Benton. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear, family.
Right, Ben, I need a better introduction, Benton.
Entering from the left corner, the Manchester United own 20 EPL titles, running in from the box. Forward company thing, brother. Talk about you need a better intro. Running in from the red corner of Manchester with new man in charge, Ruben Amorim, with the gladiator Bruno Fernandes, and the orange peeler, Junior Pringle. Welcome.
Feeling bossy.
What? Let's get management on camera, because management is on camera. Dalton is already in. Big up Dalton. In fact, you know what? Let's make sure that we get management on camera there, because I don't want to flap the one thing. And
feeling bossy. Feeling bossy today, man. Now listen to me. Normally you call me Junior. I'm going to be a Junior today, all right? Put some respect on the name.
Junior, what is going on? What are you representing exactly here today?
I'm in my Portuguese mood.
So could you speak some Portuguese for us then?
No.
And then just to try to figure out why you're in such a Portuguese mood, Junior. It's because of what happened. Did you went to Portugal and fell in love and now 2025 you started the year representing Portugal?
Well, but when I also fell in love, got wife for that. But like Dalton said, I'm hype. I'm hype for a draw. I don't care what nobody wants to say. I'm hype for a draw. We should I get 6 love, I would draw 2-2. Big bad Manchester United. Feeling bossy.
Happy New Year, family.
Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year, Dalton.
Happy New Year to all the Ball Chat crew. Happy New Year to all the Ball Chat listeners. Happy New Year, Dalton. All Liverpool family. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Camon. Camon is away to the outer road. Camon says she now forward to that. Happy New Year to all our new listeners. Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully everyone had a safe entry into 2025. And, all the best, family, to 2025. We don't know, say, football is one thing, but life trumps all. So, big up going forward. All right, let's get to the football business now. Manchester United, Ball Chat, before we get to the football business, Ball Chat is focused on reviewing some of the week's major news in the world of football. May I have to read the disclaimer here from management. So the disclaimer is, we're going to do some, Barca, Dani Olmo registration issues. Of course, we're going to cover the EPL in depth. We're going to discuss Jamaican football report, discuss the Caribbean Premier Showcase that's upcoming this week. We'll discuss that later on in the show. Brian Nanfall today, a.k.a. Brian James, one of the organizers, is not coming on to the show. Haven't been able to reach Brian. So we'll give us update, and we'll also update the listeners on the athletes, the players that Ball Chat have received info from. So nobody else will send no email. We already have enough. We already have enough.
So we have four awardees
Yes.
that Balchat will be helping to go to the Caribbean Premier Showcase, and we really hope that this is the start of something great for these 4 young athletes.
Yes. So we've already received 4 emails from, and we've selected, well, not received, we've selected four players, and so we're good to go. So with the application period closed, family, closed. So if you never get your email in, better luck next year. All right, let's get to English Premier League roundup and jump right in. Of course, if you have Ballas and Bugs, send them on. Ballas been the impressive players of the week, and Bugs unimpressive. Dalton already forward say, yo, you look ball chat. The man high for your draw. You forget the Newcastle trashing.
Well, in our line of business, it's what have you done for me lately, because it's short-term memory. I move on.
Okay, all right. Let's get to the business, the actual football game, and know what I did. Manchester United took a valuable point at Anfield. Junior, you're very happy about the performance as it appears. Your assessment of what you saw today?
Like my fellow Portuguese coach said, everybody too comfortable. I'm disappointed in the draw. We should have won. We played well enough that we could have won this game. And the great thing about it is I love what the coach said coming out after the game. Like, yo, we're too comfortable. Like, we're too happy for a draw. You know what, players? You guys should not be bossy like me. Let me be the bossy one. I'll do the bossiness. You guys go out there and say, you know what? We left 2 points on the table. From a Liverpool perspective, to be honest, it is a disappointing performance. But it's not the end of the road, because when you look at all that, obviously it's not the end of the road. Liverpool is still the best side. We normally see what happens the next game before we start passing judgment. And that goes both ways. Because remember, this is the same Manchester United that went to the Etihad and beat the mighty Man City when Man City needed a win, right? And they lost 3 games straight after that. So on the surface, it's a feel-good moment. It feels good that from a Manchester United perspective, and I'm being honest now, from Liverpool's perspective, it's a disappointing result. It's just another game. And Liverpool now knows that they're going to have at least one extra draw this year. But it should be behind them and then move on to the next game.
And kudos, big up to all the fans who showed up, braved the weather to because for a minute there, the game going on was in question until they get the final approval from the authorities. Really bad weather, snowy condition in the city there, and ultimately stadium packed and people brave the weather, and big up to the ballers them who in very cool conditions went out and executed and did their job. Virgil van Dijk said, disappointed the way we conceded the 2 goals is unacceptable. He said, disappointed the way we conceded the 2 goals is unacceptable, but obviously the way we fought back from 1-0 down is a good thing. I don't think they get the respect they deserve. They made it difficult for us today. As for the other captain, Bruno Fernandes says, quote, we were criticized fairly. The position in the table says it all. Even today, we can't be happy with a draw because we need points, but I think it's a fair result. Both sides played really good football, end quote. And Bruno Fernandes also, in other spaces, other platforms, says, why can't they get this sort of production or effort week in and week out? So, junior captains, them sound satisfied with the draw. I mean, Virgil, plus and minus for Liverpool, disappointed about the fact that they came back. I mean, as for the football game itself, I think Manchester United midfield, the Uruguayan Ugarte, Meno, these players, and Bruno Fernandes, they put a lot of shift in this ball game. I thought Bruno Fernandes was outstanding. It's the best I've seen Bruno Fernandes play in a long time. And I want to highlight one particular thing. Late in the ball game, in the 88th minute or so, is that the effort he was still driving, working, pushing, running back and tackling to break up Liverpool's play. So these are not things that I see from Bruno Fernandes late in football game. Those are the reasons why I give him some props as a captain. And also big up Harry Maguire. I mean, Harry Maguire probably gets the ball off the week for that performance defensively in this group. From me.
Okay, that's from you. I big up Dalton. Dalton said Ballas is Pan United and Brighton, and also the Bugs is Trent. I big up I Am Jamaica as well. Listen, the midfield, Menu and Ugarte, they were serviceable. The baller of the game to me was Gravenberg and McAllister. They bossed the midfield. Salah wasn't at his best today. And Gakpo, after the goal, went quiet. Luis Diaz looked ordinary today. That, to me, was where in my opinion, I think Liverpool struggled to play against this formation. And I think they're still trying to figure out this 3-5-2 formation. Our 3-4-3, who the hell cares? The way how Amarin is deploying Manchester United, the teams in England, the big teams, are struggling to play against it. And they haven't figured it out.
Are what?
They're struggling to play against it. That's why they beat City, and that's why they come back and draw Liverpool. They are. All
right. Continue.
Oh, go ahead.
You said the big teams, they beat Man City on the downturn, right?
We can't say no, it's on the downturn.
Yeah.
But that was a game where Man City came in needing to win. And that was a game where the energy and the vibe was Man City was going to run Man U off the field. What Man City did to West Ham was what people expected Man City to do to Man U that game.
Fair enough.
So, but the thing
that the new manager Bones did not play any sort of influence here.
In Man City game, no. The new manager they've already done lose already, and no. But for Liverpool though, I think the weather had a part to play with it. I think Salah was a little bit off to them, to be honest, to be fair. And Trent was the weak fence. Trent and Robertson, to be honest. It's just that Man U targeted Trent. They targeted the left wing more. And Dalot got more comfortable going forward. I think Liverpool dropped the ball when Dalot got that yellow card early, and they didn't feed Salah and send Salah down the wing at Dalot. I think that's where the game was kind of lost, or the game was drawn. They did not take advantage of the wing play that they have. Luis Diaz did not run at Mazraoui as much as he could have. So I have a feeling, because Man U basically can play with two wing backs, basically. Teams are trying to figure this out that are playing 4-3-3.
Yeah, but this is nothing new though.
Yes, it is. It is still new because of the threat that Man U poses going forward. You don't see a lot of teams playing this formation with the threat that Man U has going forward. So it's a different dynamic.
Okay, elaborate. What threat exactly?
The speed going forward.
Yeah, but other teams pushing their wing backs high up the field have the same fast people, them.
Yeah, but when you push your wing backs up the field, Man U automatically have three players and in a flat line behind Rasmus waiting for that ball. So it's automatically 4 versus 2, 4 versus. You have to respect the speed going back on defense. Plus, Man U is very trained. If you notice, every time Ugarte or Mazraoui or Dallo or somebody or Bruno get the ball on the wing, then put them head up and looking at the opposite wing. They are spreading the field. And Liverpool had to play that cautiously. So I think Liverpool dropped the ball where they just never take Man U serious.
Yeah, I think they took Manchester United serious. I'm not going to read into make any broad conclusions that other teams will struggle against the system. I think teams will butter bruise this team in the system going forward. Well, not butter bruise is probably too harsh. Well, they have butter bruised them. But all right. To be fair to Amorim, Miguel Delaney, I think is it off the Guardian? I don't remember what media house Miguel Delaney worked with, and recall. I will look it up here in a second. Well, Miguel Delaney said that this was the first full week of practice that Manchester United had with Ruben since he took charge, because the fact that they have played games every 2 days or every 3 days, not 2 days, every 3 days since he took charge, this was the first full week that they had a chance to really kind of implement our work. Now, I don't know if what was Miguel's source for that, but he's a journalist in the UK and he have reputable inside information normally. I'm not, and so I think in when there are successes or when there are blips, people look for things to validate these blips, right? Because granted, a few weeks ago we said Manchester United is a bug side, and we've been on record as saying Manchester United is a bug side. What we saw today, I think, is a derby, and maybe there's, I don't think the underestimation is a factor, a part of it, because I think Liverpool wanted to batter bruise this team, give them a 6 or. But Manchester United just came out and worked. I mean, they put a shift in and let Liverpool know that, you will not just walk over us. And Liverpool, in essence, could not really kind of respond to that level of work. And so, like you said, ultimately, we'll see what will happen going forward with Manchester United, because we know so Liverpool are going to still roll ball.
All right, but there's some level of this that you being disrespectful, but disrespect in the rhetoric that you just said in many ways. Let's start with the journalist that talk about this is the first.
Yeah, let me get his info right here. Miguel Delaney.
Wherever I want you.
Yeah, the Independent.
So what Miguel at the Independent is insinuating is that if Ruben was able to coach the team and have enough practice time, Man U having a draw with Liverpool would be the norm at Anfield. At least, right? So that means all the work that Slot has done up to this point, Ruben in 1 week turned a bug side to equitable to Liverpool. That's BS. It's the same way how the commentators during the game, when Man U took the lead, the commentators are like, maybe the cold condition is affecting Liverpool. Maybe the field is frozen and Liverpool is having problems. And then when Poole come back and take the lead, it's, Liverpool has woken up. So what happened to the field? Right? Nothing has changed. Man U was lucky. Man U finally had a goalkeeper, is the same goalkeeper, deciding to be a goalkeeper today and make some good saves. Because the McAllister save was a very good save. The one that McAllister ran down the middle and Salah. That's a beautiful save.
Yeah.
The corner, when he punched the ball, that was a goal last week.
Yeah,
right?
Typically that would be a goal for this team, yeah.
And you gave Maguire ball of the week, and rightfully so, but Maguire gave the ball to Darwin Núñez late in the second half. And Núñez could have scored or should have done better. So there were some lucky moments, some lucky elements in the game for Man U that we don't want to take it out of context or take it go too far. Me, I won't do it as a Man U fan. I'll be boasting for the day and feel good. But next week, I put on my regular clothes because I know these players can turn up today and show that, okay, we are not necessarily MK Don's level. We are really able to play toe-to-toe with Liverpool. But can we do this every week? We know Liverpool should show up the next game and say, you know what? Man, you got away, you won't get away, right? Because they have proven that throughout the year. Can Manchester United do that? It was a blip for Liverpool today. Complete blip. Their issues got exposed. I don't know why they offer Trent reportedly 5 years, 90-something million. For what? For what? Trent is a liability on defense. And it showed today. So it is, all things remain the same. Man U is back to relegation battle.
And so the direct quote from Miguel Delaney of The Guardian, of The Independent, it says, quote, Amorim this week gets his first full week to work with the United squad since he took over, end quote. So, all right, regarding Trent, and I think, Liverpool fans can disagree with me and others can disagree with me. Trent is Trent. This is what you get from Trent Arnold. Attacking wise, this guy is a huge asset to this group because of the things that he does going forward. Defensively, yes, we know that Trent is a liability defensively. I thought having Ibrahim Konate coming back from an injury was also, this sort of intensity, this sort of game was probably, maybe too many minutes for him to kind of run with. But their probably hands were tied with Gomez being injured. Sometimes I think that the Trent criticism kind of get carried away with sometime in the ball game. I mean, yes, sometimes he get criticized, but I mean, at the end of the day, we know said defensively, Liverpool not really signed, I think, Trent Arnold for his defensive. They signed him on free when they signed him for his defensive exploits. I don't think that was the major objective when they signed him on free transfer. They signed him for the ability that he offers them going forward, attacking wise. And yes, we can say maybe he should be doing a better job on Garnacho or Dualem. He didn't turn up offensively today. And so when he doesn't turn up offensively, then the other issues become a bigger problem. He
did though. He did. He did have his moments. He did get the one shot off that was deflected. He did have his moments.
Well, I mean, today was mediocre for Trent Arnold going forward offensively. Because with him overlapping and pulling players also off Mohamed Salah in this team helps to relieve that right wing pressure where Mohamed Salah will see. And so
stick up in right
stick
here.
Stick up in on that one. Go ahead.
But stick up in and when you said that.
Yeah, go ahead. Because you're going to propose what?
That the formation took that away from him.
Yeah.
Lisandro Martinez is in essence a second wing back. So when Trent is overlapping, it's automatic Dalot picks him up and Lisandro Martinez pick up Salah.
Yeah.
So they missed an opportunity for Salah to be inverted, which is where I think they should have. The mere fact that Gravenberch and McAllister had Ugarte and Menu and Skates for the whole game. Menu and Ugarte did enough to balance them out somewhat. But I must say this, they were Man U's midfield was a team move version of Liverpool's midfield. They did not, they wanted nothing to do with the wings. For some reason. They wanted nothing to do with Lisandro Martinez, they wanted nothing to do with Mazraoui, in my opinion. And the point you made worked well because that second extra centre back or that extra player to be able to drift out wide to kind of nullify that threat. Yes, for Manchester United did help. But this is where we always say ball game. Whatever system you are run, ballers are ballers. So this Manchester United are run say, all right, Martinez, you have to nullify this brother
when him come down the wing and help to shut off this right wing. Liverpool lives and need this side of the field to really kind of flourish and open space for Mohamed Salah. So it's almost like me and say to you, say my ballers them better than your baller. And I think on the day, Manchester United players were able to execute their system and their. But on another day, I put money on Trent and Mohamed Salah going against the same people down that left side of Manchester United, or right side of Manchester United, and they will get it. I also think that goal, if that goal by if McAllister scored that goal,
that's what I was going to say.
Then that opens up things more now. Because then that midfielder that's running down the middle now have to force that defender say, yo, brother, we can't make these people are running in the middle. I cannot honor this runner outside and I watch who are run down the middle. So
exactly,
it's one of them there. That Trent not a good day at the office, but I still rate Trent going forward offensively what he does for this team.
All right, so Trent wants to go. Trent reportedly, it seems open and shut, he's going to Real Madrid.
Yes.
Do you think he makes Real Madrid better?
Absolutely. What Real Madrid has now, or who Real Madrid has in that position is Lucas Vazquez.
Right.
Lucas Vazquez going forward doesn't offer the same sort of offensive threat as Trent Arnold. Now Lucas Vazquez will defend, but Lucas Vazquez nah give you nothing offensively like Trent Arnold going forward.
Does Real Madrid need Trent Arnold's offensive services?
Yeah, I think you do. With when you want, all right, because there's still a lot of indecisions around the top three, how them want to play. And defense, and the other brother from who just forward, and we are divert from the Manchester United game a little bit, but Kylian Mbappe has still yet to hit his stride. And some of it is probably double team. Vinicius Jr. just had the stupidness. And I think that left side, that right back or fullback ability to pull people off that he does at Liverpool. Because Salah general and Salah is a general. But we also have to acknowledge those runs by the player and the offensive threat that player offers pulling people off. Because that defender now have to honor that run.
Yes.
And I don't think Lucas Vazquez give you the same sort of offensive support for Real Madrid, you know. Sure. And you know, yes, him probably already get nyam up defensively by some wassy winger in La Liga, but La Liga, Real Madrid are probably will say, yo, all right, you have one little a winger over here are done, but they're not gonna score no goal. Whereas him going forward, are gonna give you enough chances to score.
And Rudiger is there, so.
And Rudiger go clean up people, pan. And so this is where Ibrahim Konate today, and maybe again because of the coming back from an injury, and you can we saw that his right leg, I think, is also strapped, right? So his ability to kind of, you know, so big up to Manchester United.
Big up Fabi Frano. Yeah, but Fabi Frano said he was poor today talking about Trent. I believe he should have been subbed when Garnacho came on. And then Fabi said, but Martinez was mostly picking up the 10, which was Jones. And then he said, we miss Szoboszlai. Yes, but Jones to me, like, yeah, you're right, Fabi.
Forget about Jones.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Forget about him.
But that's the thing. The communication within the lines was so well today. And it is... We can't talk about this all day, but there are certain elements. Maguire finally looks comfortable because he doesn't have to worry about speed being his greatest asset. His greatest asset now is all about organization and communication, right? And that's what he does well. So it is we'll see. We'll see how this ends up.
Yeah, I mean, and to his credit, he has significantly improved, not just under this manager, but at the latter end of the other manager, he was probably one of the bright spots in the whole things were going over there. So, but
he should have scored. He should have scored. He should have scored.
Yeah. No. So on that goal, I mean, there were discussions post-match about whether Xerxes, the striker, should have made the decision to take the shot. Now, I mean, I saw what Xerxes was doing. I mean, in find an open man. And then that leads to a bigger question to me. Is Xerxes transfer an intent to play the 10 or play a creative role behind a forward, or is he an out-and-out striker for this team?
I don't think Xerxes know what he is.
Okay.
I think because he said it. Well, actually, he knows what he is. He said that he rather passes the ball than score.
Okay.
He rather assist than scoring. The last person we heard saying that, and I'm not saying they're comparable. It's just ironic. The last person we heard saying something similar was Ronaldinho, and it was true to form. Xerxes just rather being that little one-touch footballer where they want to box him in as a 10, whatever, but he needs a pure striker to play with him. So he doesn't fit, unfortunately, because the way how the central attacking midfielder play, he doesn't offer that for Amorim, and he doesn't offer what a striker does. So Xerxes, I wouldn't kill him for making that cross.
Yeah.
If a more confident striker would try something cheeky, but Rasmus had the same exact position and shot in the first half and just kick it right at Alisson. So it is damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, who you say, Rashford?
No, Rashford.
Oh, okay. Rasmus. Okay, but I almost thought you said Rashford.
Rash who? Come on, man.
Fabi, big up. Happy New Year, Fabi. Fabi says, we miss Sabosla. You already highlighted that comment. He also said not to come with any excuse, but the conditions played a part in how we played. It wasn't fluent. And he also said that he doesn't fit as in Xerxes. He believes we go back to he believes he should go back to Italy regarding Xerxes.
And that's true. And look, big up Chris, my brethren Chris. Chris told me years ago, the man say, yo, look at EPL. You don't see no fat man play EPL. And yes, every professional footballer.
Wait, hold on a second. We take a minute. Maybe meds the one there. Go on, continue.
So yes, every professional footballer.
Because Southampton have some ballers they were.
And is Southampton a Premier League team, Brendan?
Yes, we're bottom of the table, Junior. Whatever you want to call it.
Okay, Benton. Let me tell you something, Benton. Let me just speak boastfully.
Okay.
Not because you're part of the group, that means that you are within the group. Sir, you are just holding up a spot.
No, you don't tell me where we are. We are part of the group. We are in the group. You can't just tell we say. Yo, hey, win a relegation battle and so is your team, So watch it,
You're in a relegation stand, not battle. You're not.
It's a battle until it's concluded, boss.
Okay, but when Chris said that, and it's a real talk, you don't see players that their attribute is not running. Them to play in the English Premier League.
It's an up-tempo sort of football game.
And Xerxes does not want to play that style. He's just predisposed to be that type of baller.
But if you're general, if he doesn't want to run up and down, then just general up the thing. Use your skills to kind of dictate the game.
And you know what? That's what Manu does. Xerxes doesn't do that. That's why them boo him ass off of the field last game and him go cry. Because he couldn't make a couple passes. So, I mean, whatever.
Because my brethren Yaya Toure, I don't know if I run up and down when he play.
No, stop it. Yaya Toure ran.
Yaya Toure ran when he needed to, but no, run up and down with nobody. He's a slow, taking time sort of baller.
Can a man take a ball off a Yaya Toure foot?
No. Well,
how much time Xerxes
depends on who that.
How much time Xerxes lose the ball?
Fair, point truly made. Mohamed Salah tied Drew level with with Thierry Henry Jr., 175th goal club or join Thierry Henry. Regin, I mean, if you have to pick one of them ballers, we are take. 175 Premier League goals. Oh, of course, Junior is going to get like, what kind of question you ask me? I mean, if you had to pick one of these ballers, we are take. At their highest level. Okay, Joe. Clearly, he's going to pick Thierry Henry. Alan Shearer with 260 goals, Harry Kane 213. Go ahead, Junior.
Ask the Liverpool fan them. Ask the Liverpool fan them. Who the bad take? Henry or Salah? Come on, ask the Egyptian. Look at the Egyptian right now and say, if Henry or Salah was going to have an Egyptian passport and the other one a French passport, which one do you want to have a French passport?
Wayne Rooney, 208 goals. Andrew. Hey, look. I don't want to belittle Mohamed Salah's achievements in the Premier League, you know. And it's at least worth a discussion rather than be dismissive of it. He has scored the same amount of goals as Thierry Henry of Arsenal. Now, granted, he won a Champions League with Liverpool, unlike Henry at Arsenal. What again? I mean, come on now. We don't want to just dismiss the thing.
All of Salah's prime years were played at Liverpool. Can we agree on that?
Fair enough, yes.
Barca's Henry would have scored more goals.
Yeah, wash up. I mean, Mohamed Salah would have scored a bag of goals played in Barca's system too.
All right, so Benton, you're starting a team today, and you're picking between Salah and Henry. Which one are you picking?
It depends on which money, who want the less money. Because I don't think I can go wrong with either. Okay, in their prime.
So they're tied for you. That's cool. For me, it's obvious, Henry. But I wouldn't cry if I have Mohamed Salah.
And why is this not even close in your eyes?
Because if Henry was playing for Liverpool today, Liverpool beat Man.
But we see Henry play against both sides and do nothing all the time.
But we also saw Henry played on with the Invincibles, right? Right?
Fair enough. I have two excellent footballers. Excellent footballers. I wouldn't
this from him.
Eh?
I'm not taking anything away from Mohamed Salah, and it's no disrespect if I say Henry is better than Salah. It's actually disrespectful to think that we're going to say a baller who is still playing is better than a baller that finished his career and is an all-time legend. It's actually disrespectful to the legend, because if we say they are comparable right now and Salah still have a couple more years left, then it is conceivable that within 3-4 years, Salah will be obviously better than Henry.
Wait, hey, we're going to continue this discussion on next time, because we just throw people in and out a legend, in the all-time legend group.
So Henry is not a legend. So Henry is not a legend to you.
You know what? Me have to go back and meds the one. I would say that yes, instantly I would say yes, but me have to go back and kind of think about it. What are we looking at when we say legend regarding Thierry Henry and how he stacks up against the other legend in the group? That's just what I'm saying.
In the English Premier League, goal scorers, Henry is a legend.
Yes. No, you say, okay, so I misunderstood you. Because when you say all-time legend, I thought you meant all-time baller legend. Okay, okay. I thought you're talking about the English Premier League all-time legend.
all time is a different bracket.
Yes. My
that-
apologies. When you said all-time legend, I thought, okay, no, well, I have to start think about this one. But yes, in the Premier League, undoubtedly, yeah, man.
All time? No. They're ready for all time.
You know, but sometimes we have to get some clarifications on the Manchester United boss. Exactly his points. What is, you know?
Well, I am feeling bossy.
but overall, good football, competitive football game. And regardless of how we feel about Manchester United, this is, well, as a neutral, this is what I like to see when I sit down and say we want to watch a ball game. And I just want to see people just fall over and say, yo, and it does show that there's something there with these players if you can kind of get them in the right situation and make them a competitive outfit.
No.
You disagree?
No. It shows that the coach is a coach. But the players, we've been down this road many times. I don't want to go down this road again.
Well,
that's where half of them players in.
I mean, this team was competitive. Very competitive against a high-flying team at home. So I have to say, there was something. Amad Diallo has probably been one of the big winners of late in this group. He's playing quite well.
Yes.
Scored the goal late. And also, I think he was playing well under the ball, the Ten Hag late also. So the form seems to have carried over with this new manager.
Yeah. And it just shows that opportunity does for you. So,
yeah, man. Big point. Mohamed Salah was named man of the match. Any ballers you want to highlight from this football game before we move on? Or any bugs for that matter?
Well, apart from Trent.
Well, yes, you highlighted Trent as a bug. Yes, Cody Gakpo, excellent goal.
Excellent goal, but he went quiet after that. Luis Diaz was a bug to them. Luis Diaz.
I wanted to give you the opportunity to highlight your baller.
Yeah, he actually looked like Vinicius Jr. today.
Okay, you don't have to say that. I mean, he's a bug, and he doesn't look like Vinicius Jr. He looked like a bug version of himself.
Well, you want to think that's right.
Manchester United 2-2 with Liverpool. Amarin, the coach's comments after the game, Amarin said that this is just hard work and effort. And Amarin said everyone at Manchester United is too comfortable. All right, let's see. Slot said he felt like this was 2 points drop as expected. Manager said everybody's at Manchester United is too comfortable. And one says 2 points drop. So more work to be done.
The next game is what dictates the vibes.
Slot also said Man United's long ball were hard to deal with. Care to say anything about that?
You remember pardon my
of course, it feels
English
for us
and
as
my
2
French.
points.
Remember last time I said that Slot has an asshole mentality to him?
Yes, he does.
That's just an asshole statement. Because in some way, that's similar to when Klopp did say that teams weren't playing football against him. And it's the same Man U he said it against.
Yeah, and if you compare the tactics of Ruben Amorim to Nottingham Forest, the only side to beat his team. I thought they would have figured it out from Forest beat them.
Yeah, because okay, Slot. So you're telling the whole world now that teams have to play a long ball against you. You don't get a bug of the week for that stupid comment, man. Because now if a team come up and beat you with pure long ball, who you going to blame for that? Can you just tell everybody your weakness?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it might throw some shades, and clearly, as you said, he's an ass. Well, he gives an asshole vibes. Emotions are raw. I think he's pissed off, of course, about the outcome of the ball game, and him just attacking mine, and and Junior gonna light a fire upon him.
Which long ball is he talking about?
Junior, there were a few long balls, all right?
Goals that scored. Were they long balls?
He said it was the Ruben Tactics equates to Forest. The only side to beat the Reds, brother.
You know, as a Portuguese brother today, that's a racist statement, you know.
On what grounds?
Who is Nottingham Forest coach?
I can't recall, Junior.
Nuno.
I can't recall. Who's Nuno?
Portuguese.
I thought Nuno came from Saudi Arabia. He was just there.
All right, you want to play along with it. That's a racist statement. And you know what? Next thing he might say, you know what? You know, Manchester United, West Ham, and Nottingham Forest seem to have something in common. I don't know what it is. Asshole, man.
Oh, calm down. Mind your hat fall off, brother. It's the first show of the year. But clearly I pissed off Onslaught, and of course this is what rivalry does. I mean, at the end of the day, I just say, the man's cross, angry and miserably at his post-match press conference. All right, other EPL results. Let's run through them, because speaking of coaches across angry and miserable at their press conference, Junior, your brethren over at Tottenham, Ange Postacoglu. Tottenham suffered a 2-1 defeat to Newcastle. Ange said if everything was equal, to paraphrase, they would have won the game. He says he doesn't want to get into details of what he means by being equal, but he said if everything was equal, they would have won the game. 2 hand calls, alleged hand calls in the game, or non-calls. Junior, let me see if I can pull up these things. Your thoughts on these comments from Ange?
He has a point for the goal that Gordon. I think Gordon was the one that scored the first goal, right?
All right, that's the handball on
that the handball
allegedly non. All right.
No, it is a handball. It's just that it wasn't. VAR did not catch it. It was a handball. So Anthony Gordon's goal came off Newcastle ripping the ball from Tottenham on the breakaway, right? Are trying to break the press, and then in essence had a counter attack, and Anthony Gordon scored on it. And that's what Ange is really, really pissed off about. He has a point, and that was the reason why VAR was put in play to fix or to overturn clear and obvious errors that leads to a goal. That handball led to a goal. It should have been checked by VAR. How the hell?
And doesn't that? Junior, that wasn't a handball according to the rules, though.
According to the rules, be intentional.
Yeah, it has to be a deliberate. Let me see if I can pull it up. Has to be a deliberate way of making your hand bigger to stop the player.
All right. So that means when the ball hit his hand, was his hand? Now I guess now we're going to argue about natural position. And if you want to say it was in a natural position, cool. If I want to say it wasn't in a natural position, cool. So then now it becomes an objective call, right?
Yes.
So why are we? So okay then. So why have VAR check it? There's no need to check VAR if it's objective. If we're going to poll some people and everybody read and understand the rules, but we still interpret the rules differently, there's no need for VAR to check it. Then Ange, so it go, we move on, right?
Yeah. But Ange said that if it was fair, it would have been. All right, so we have the player. Bergville tried to play the ball around your Brazilian virgin name, Joelinton. And the ball, Joelinton hand is by his side. I would presume as a tackling position, getting ready to try to cut off the play, and the ball hit his hand.
Right.
So, I mean, to me, that's a deliberate handball.
But the word deliberate, you see, what if we remove the objectivity in this thing? If the ball hit your hand, it's the hands.
All right, fair enough. I've always said that, because of the subjective nature of this interpretation, then then probably should just go back to the ball hit your hand, then it's a hand.
Yes, it's just a hand. Did the ball hit? Remember, it was if the ball hit the jersey down. Remember that was one thing when I'm saying the jersey up, it's a shoulder. I mean, just use that. We don't need to complicate it. The ball hit your hand, penalty. The ball hit your hand, handball. Put on the ball, and we'll move on. You just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple. Because you know what will be next? Oh, when the goalkeeper ran out the box, did he intentionally stepped over the line when he caught the ball? We don't have that argument. So why are we having an argument about handball?
So, and I have to go back to the history, and maybe someone can remind me, why did they change the rules?
Because the argument was made that if somebody then, when a man dribbling, him can just scoop the ball and hit the ball
for a man hand. Yes, scoop it on somebody's hand to try to gain an advantage. Yes.
If you are good enough to do that, then get the penalty.
Okay.
I mean, how is that any different than leaving a trailing leg and beating your defender and leaving a trailing leg for that contact? How is that any different? But it's actually it's a more difficult skill for me to flip the ball over somebody had and get the penalty. So it seems as technology got better, as we got better with communication, as we got better with video replay and everything, we started to perfect something that did not need perfection. The ball hit your hand, we keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because now, all right, so when me jump, I try to head the ball, I am jumping and my hand is in a natural position, the ball lick my hand and go in the goal. Is that a handball?
Yeah, because you haven't made your body bigger.
No, I did not. This is my natural position.
No, it's not a handball. You didn't make your body bigger.
It's not a handball, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, let me take off my hat for this one.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
So 1986.
86 World Cup, yes.
Maradona had the great hand of God that English are still pissed off about to this day. Based on the rules, it could be interpreted that it wasn't a handball.
Yeah, but that the rule back then, that was a handball, but the referee them just miss it.
Yeah, but it's just funny how the same play can be interpreted and all the difference is 30 or 40 years.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely see that handball and the rule around handball is an unsettled sort of situation where we can't find a sweet spot because they move away from the ball touch hand as hand because of what you mentioned earlier. Now, the same football people advocated for the change, and now the same football people are saying it's a problem now. At least some of them.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're introducing. So like when they removed one thing that was good was the pass back to the goalkeeper. You remember before '94 World Cup, you could kick the ball back to the goalkeeper can take it up.
Yes,
and
you could.
Think about how intricate that was to the game. And look at how the game has changed.
Yeah, now goalkeepers turn ballers.
Yeah, because back then it was a part of the play. Back then, that's what made Argentina. When Argentina or Italy would kill out a game.
Yeah.
Right? So there are some rules and changes that occur that you look back at and you say, this one is needed, that one is not needed. Somebody gets slighted and somebody from a powerful enough country or a powerful enough organization gets slighted enough that them say, yeah, let's change this rule. That's why we have the goal line technology. England, when Lampard did kick the long shot and the ball clearly went over the line, the World Cup, and them say it wasn't a goal. and that was one of England's best teams. And they said this is why we got kicked out of the World Cup. What we have after that? Goal line technology. So is all of these rule changes? I am waiting for America to win a World Cup and then them say, you know what? It's unfair that we only have 5 substitutes. Why can't a player get substituted in and out? And then you're going to have specialists. In the next 20 years, we're going to have specialist strikers. We're going to have specialist game enders.
And Junior, since we know that won't happen.
Why do you think that won't happen?
America won't win a World Cup, so America won't gain the power to be able to implement those rules.
They will.
Yeah.
But Ange, he has an argument, but this is the problem though. After Gordon's goal, they didn't learn. They tried to play out the back again and almost gave up the mirror image of the goal. Right? The second goal, the goal that Isaac scored, yes. They almost gave up a mirror image of that goal.
Yes.
Right before that. They're not adapting, they're not learning, and that's one of the problems with football. You talked earlier about a baller is a baller, right? And if I am going to play at a certain position and I see I'm constantly getting outnumbered, I'm constantly put into a negative place, I am a baller. Forget about what coach said, forget about what my players expect. Give me the ball here, sir, and let me adapt to what the defense is throwing at me. Instead of we sit down and blindly do what we are told, and we trust a system over trusting our instincts and trusting our talent. That's where football has gone right now. So Ange is pissed off about his philosophy getting his team in hot water. Let's keep out the ball down.
And Spurs signed a goalkeeper already in this transfer window. Of course, their number one is out for a lengthy period. Are you concerned at all about these results regarding Spurs and the fixture? I mean, do you think there is any sort of hot seat? Is Ange under any sort of pressure?
I think when he said that he wins a trophy, his second year, that comment that he made, I think that was a window into communication that he had with Levy and the brass. And I think that the seats, the temperature of the seat will be determined by the cup run. They know, everybody knows Spurs is not a Premier League winning team, right? But you should at least be competitive in cups. You should at least reach a semi-final in your League Cup. You should at least bring home a trophy. You should at least reach the semi-finals in Europe. If you're not playing in Champions League, you're playing in Europe or you play wherever you play. Those are measurables that are attainable, right? So you're not a Premier League championship team, fine. But I know your talent is good enough that you should be able to win one of those cups that you're playing in. And I think that's what determines his he. He has to win the League Cup.
So he plays Liverpool in the first leg of the League Cup on Wednesday.
Right. And this is going to be a Liverpool that's a walk-in.
And this is at Tottenham Stadium.
At Tottenham Stadium, which it doesn't matter where they play Liverpool.
Yeah.
If Tottenham come out and want to play the same way, then it's going to be up to their luck. And can Son, if he plays Son, take advantage of Trent if Trent plays on the right back? We'll see.
We'll see. On the other side of this football game in the Premier League, Newcastle, probably one of the hottest team in English football currently, continues their impressive run. Newcastle, I think the bottom line is that my conclusion with any of these teams, you have to keep your people healthy. But Alexander Isak, and even though he did miss a sitter, must be kept healthy by any means necessary.
Yes.
Newcastle, look at this run. The last time we lose a game was 2-0 against West Ham. It was November 25th. Imagine you lose to West Ham.
Yep.
they have since gone on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games unbeaten run, and in that unbeaten run they have taken a point from Liverpool, and simultaneously push up the table.
And they've done it in against probably their most difficult stretch. One of their most. All right, they had a difficult run of games, right?
Yes.
And they navigated it well. Now for January, other than the cup games, they're going to have some games that they should win, right?
Yes.
So in January they play. Forget about the cup games.
Yeah, Newcastle. They play Wolves tomorrow.
Bournemouth, and Southampton. They are favored in all 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, look at their February. This is going to determine a lot. When you look at their February, they played Fulham, just a pretty hot Fulham. Man City might be getting back to Man City. Then they play Nottingham Forest, and they play Liverpool. That's murderer's row in February. So the goal now, I guess, for these teams, and big up Tyrone, Ty Gill always say, the winners of Premier League always find ways to maintain winning when Premier League get boring. Right after Christmas break, New Year's break, Premier League get boring. It's just rudimentary. Every week you go play some ball game. You try to keep winning. Try to keep positive. And then you get to the stretch run of the season. You see where you are, and you try to take advantage of it. They have to enter February maintaining this form that they are on if they want to finish top 4. They have to.
I mean, Newcastle should, if they remain healthy, should. Yeah. I mean, I know this Wolves game at St. James Park will be a tricky encounter because Wolves is been defensive under this new manager, Pereira, and so but Newcastle should take these points. The Bournemouth game, this is also at St. James at home for them, so they should do quite well in January. But once again, the ball round, and like you said, ultimately February is when, and regarding February, I think they can compete with any of these top teams, and they've shown that with Liverpool. It's just how healthy they will be coming out of January, just like the other teams. So.
And healthy doesn't necessarily mean only physical health, mentally too.
Yes, this is true. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of Isak because right now I don't know who's the backup goal scorer for them. Who's the backup striker?
Oh, backup striker, Joe Linton.
You see that a midfielder, them turning me now. So, but impressive run for Eddie Howe and Newcastle, and let's see how they can continue the run. Regarding again another manager had another upset, an issue with VAR this weekend again. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal drew 1-1 with Brighton, a penalty to draw Pedro. Mikel Arteta was not too happy about that penalty awarded, Junior.
What are they? What are? How do you agree with him, or do you think that he's just trying to find an excuse?
All right. I mean, it's a foul. It's a foul. Yes, he went to head the ball, and I'll try to pull up the video of the
man did that.
Yeah.
Book him.
Yeah, I mean, and here we have the clip of Saliba. I mean, I think Mikel Arteta's point was that he's never seen those called as penalty, or this is a first, or it's a penalty in book him in the head. I mean, I don't see why.
How is that any different than you trying to make a tackle and you miss the ball and you clip the man's foot? How is that any different?
Yeah.
It's just, look, Arsenal had the perfect start with the 17-year-old or 16-year-old scored.
Ethan, no worry.
Right, he had the start.
Nathan,
Scored early, and
or
Arsenal.
Ethan, and
If I
Noir.
want him, he must
Yeah.
score a couple more before we call him game. But he had the perfect start, and you just seem to just sit back after that. You did not try to go get the second goal. You just played soft.
All right, some Arsenal fans have said, Junior, that Saliba touched the ball first, and that should negate that being a penalty. You have any thoughts on that? And let me blow this up here from Daily AFC. This video clip. But the ball bounced off her head. I mean, that doesn't negate a penalty. It's not a penalty. It's just yo.
Look, score a second goal and you win the game. How about that?
But in fairness to Mikel Arteta, he did, express a bit of disappointment regarding his team's play.
Yeah. And Saliba went blindly, hold him head down, him to look at the ball. Why? The youth that scored, no goal is coming out of that if he does jockey him. He's at the top of the 18 and the ball is at his head. It was just a needless tackle, man. That was clumsy. It was a clumsy tackle.
Clumsy challenge. Your thoughts on this game, Brighton? I mean, I thought Arsenal should have found a way to put this team away early. I mean, of course, Brighton has been on a bad run. You were saying, Junior?
And Brighton should have scored. They had a glorious opportunity in the last couple of minutes when the ball went across. It was a good cross. It's just unfortunate that they didn't get to it. So it was a good game. If Arsenal want to win the Premier League, if Arsenal want to catch Liverpool, you cannot drop points like this. These are the games where you find a way to win. Yes, you play at Brighton. Yes, Brighton is a good football team, but you are better. And you are chasing a team that is better than them. You have to not drop those 2 points. You have to. There's just no excuse.
Yeah, Arsenal. Final question regarding Arsenal. Saka is out, and Gabriel Jesus has been on a run. This kid Ethan looks like a promising young player. You think Arsenal have enough pieces regarding to push Liverpool, or they need additional support with Gabriel Jesus doing what he's doing?
Like I said last week, get past Nottingham Forest first before we start talking about Liverpool. Why are we talking about first when you are still fourth? Get past second and third first.
Do they need additional resources to get past?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do need additional resources to get past Nottingham Forest. They do.
Other EPL results from this weekend, family. Let's kind of take a look at the other results from this weekend's action. One more game remaining from this round, scheduled for tomorrow. Wolves versus Newcastle will round out the round. Fulham 2-2 with Ipswich in a penalty-filled game.
No, not Wolves.
Huh?
It's not Wolves versus Newcastle.
Wolves versus Newcastle tomorrow.
No.
Am I losing my Wolves versus Nottingham Forest?
Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
Yes,
Nottingham Forest.
Sorry. Yes. Wolves versus Newcastle is in later on when we're looking at their schedule. Yeah. Fulham 2-2 with Ipswich. Liverpool, of course, 2-2 with Man United. Newcastle 2-1 over Spurs. Aston Villa 2-1 over Leicester City. Bournemouth 1-0 over Everton. Chelsea, this is a bit of a surprise. Glasner, Chelsea 1-1 with Crystal Palace. Glasner said that Chelsea is a one-trick pony going into the game in the pre-match presser. Junior, Glasner said it, and his team went ahead and backed it up.
Yeah. And he threw down the gauntlet, and Maresca did not take it up. And sometimes, and in all fairness to Crystal Palace, it's not like it was a dominant performance by Crystal Palace. He's lucky that they scored in the 82nd minute. Chelsea had chances, numerous chances, to put this game away. I did not convert, and we would be having a different discussion right now. So instead of talking about Crystal Palace's coach, let's talk about Maresca. And is it possible that saying, we're not title contenders, or we're a year too early, or we're this, we're that? Is it possible that affected your team ability to press gas and get them over the edge? Because that has to be asked.
Chelsea 2 points in the last 4 EPL games. Maresca made a change on the back. He started Achimpong, and of course Maresca pointed out Achimpong was the best player on the pitch. Glasner said we showed character and courage to get the point. Junior, you know what? All right, Chelsea. I don't know. They're hitting a bump, and we expected that. They hit a bump. Now we're going to see really what Maresca is as a coach.
Yes.
Because any man can be coach and look like fancy managers once things are going well and the wins were running in. Interestingly, Jadon Sancho he seems a bit off the boil. Pedro Neto, some Chelsea fans may feel that Pedro Neto should have gotten a PK. The curious question is that, when Cole Palmer gets nullified, and it will happen, who else is going to take up the mantle? Who's going to be that creative spark for this outfit? Because we know that defensively, them are going to ship some goals. We've highlighted because of the way they play. But when the spark gets nullified, yeah.
Well, they have gotten better defensively, while offensively they have kind of slowed down a little bit.
Yeah. But he went and he switched around a couple of defenders, and he's still trying to find, I think, or maybe it's just a situation of rotation and rest, because Tosin in the last game was not very good defensively. Tosin replaced somebody in the previous game before the last game because the other person was very good, and now Tosin got replaced for the starting job in this game against Crystal Palace by Achimpong, because Tosin was,
So that
any sort of downside, Junior, to that rotation, a lack of stability, or because you play center. Well, I don't know if you play center back. Center back sometimes need that relationship with one another.
Yes, the defensive communication is important along the back line. But if it worked out, it would have been, Maresca understands his team. Since it doesn't work out, then it's going to be, continuity is more important than rotation. Part of it is luck, right? Part of it is chemistry and staying together. And maybe there's something to be said about a team. The chemistry factor of a team is not only amongst the 11 players that are playing, it's amongst the squad. So at any moment, the coach should be able to pick and choose, plug and play certain players here, there, and we don't lose chemistry, right? So that we don't have to talk about chemistry as a possible factor. If a player is out of form, I should be able to plug somebody else in, and the overall form goes up, but the chemistry doesn't go down, right? And that's what building a squad is. And we're going to see where Maresca is with this, because in my opinion, Chelsea, to me, doesn't have a player that comes off the bench and knows that he's a difference maker. Chelsea, to me, is a squad full of first-team players. I didn't say that they're all Champions League players. but they are all used to playing first team football. They don't understand the role. They don't understand the importance of you being you coming in off the bench and expected to be a change of pace guy. Are you coming in cold into the starting lineup today and we need something different? We need a lift. So that might be one of their Achilles heel, but we'll see. Maresca.
But Junior, this is why you have big money transfers like Joao Felix.
Yeah, but Joao Felix, him not worth it. How much more chances we giving Joao Felix?
And of course, like I mentioned before, 2 points from the last 4 EPL games. 0-0 against Everton, 2-1 defeat to Fulham, 2-0 defeat to Ipswich, and 1-1 at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. All right, I will give Chelsea fans this 1-1 at Selhurst Park because Selhurst Park typically is a difficult place to go. But you're not supposed to lose football games to Ipswich. And you're not supposed to lose to Fulham at home.
Yes.
No, you're not supposed to lose to Fulham at home.
Yep.
And I will give Chelsea fans, I can understand the 0-0 draw at Everton at Goodison Park because it's going to be a gritty now. But them two teams, the Fulham games are good, is a competitive team, especially at Craven Cottage. But and I would have to look at the roads up. But where Chelsea was trending, I did not expect Chelsea to drop 3 points at home at Stamford Bridge. Come on. And then Ipswich, come on.
Yep.
Interesting sort of results. And then looking at Chelsea's fixture quickly, Junior, you mentioned Newcastle's fixture in January. They will host Bournemouth, Wolves, Man City, and round out the month against Man City.
And West Ham.
Well, West Ham are idiots, right?
True.
And they start February against with West Ham. So no Maresca have to earn his real paycheck if he's the real man to move this team up to the next level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No question. This is his bump in the road, like you said. And this is where you have to galvanize the unit and bring everybody back in and bring them together and say, all right, now we in our downswing, let's try to get back up to top form and keep it there.
Exactly. Regarding Man City defeated West Ham 4-1 and an update on Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio was released from the hospital, of course, a West Ham player. He was released from the hospital this week or last week. So he's home recuperating, undergoing rehab. So let's see, all the best to Mikel Antonio and hopefully the baller, get back to fully 100. But Man City defeated the West Ham 4-1. I expected this result. 2 goals from Erling Haaland. I personally, I don't read too much into this because it's West Ham. And West Ham has been piss poor.
Yes, but I will read something else into it though.
Yeah.
As piss poor as West Ham has been, they still found ways to break Man City down. So Man City might have found something in Savinho on the left because regardless of who you're playing against, your quality will show offensively. But defensively, they still need... They are a team that I expected to already announce a transfer. That's how desperate they need somebody. So they need more steel in the middle of that field.
Yeah. So not much. I think other than the fact that it's 3 valuable points for them, nothing much I'm gonna read into this victory for Man City.
Positive.
They're not back.
Yeah, no. But their fixture will give them the opportunity to say they are back in the next couple of weeks. They are about to... I think they're going to be on a retribution road. I'll just put it that way.
Well, they go to the G-Tech versus Brentford on the 14th, and that is not an easy chat.
Right.
And of course they have They go to Ipswich. Ipswich was just defeated Chelsea, and they play Chelsea also. So, yo, we could be sitting at the end of January and say, yeah, Man City is back, or we could be sitting here and say, well, Man City is still above side.
And you realize all the teams that are quote unquote chasing Liverpool, they all play each other in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Yes.
So the Premier League can be decided by really mid-February, early February.
Yeah. And the circle this big game, at least if Man City is able to resurrect its previous form, is that Arsenal versus Man City on February 2nd at the Emirates.
Yes.
So not only is Man City now will be looking to try to batter Bruce, Brentford, Ipswich, and Chelsea. The main thing for them is try to push up the table, and Chelsea and Arsenal are both up the table above them. So
the teams they are chased, and they play Nottingham Forest too.
Yes, they play. Let me pull back
23rd. 23rd of February, I think they play Nottingham Forest. So they will have the opportunity to chase teams down.
No, they don't play Forest until March.
March, yeah. They play Pool. The 23rd.
Yeah, they play Pool and they play Spurs.
Yeah, they've been chasing teams or holding teams off. So if they really are a team that was a snake bitten by injuries, by then we're going to can prove that point. Obviously, Rodri, even though we're hearing rumors that Rodri might be fighting him way back, but probably not. But we'll see.
Are you surprised that Man City haven't gone in the market yet and secure a midfielder?
Very surprised. But
because you would think that you would have a player lined up for as the clock strike the 31st of December, midnight, and start roll over. You said, okay, let's start get these paperwork signed so this player can forward January 1st.
But the issue is, though, the quality of midfielder that we're talking about, right? This is a problem. You have the Ballon d'Or winner coming back in the next 6 months, right? Why would I, as a top quality midfielder, come in to replace that, knowing that I'm a 6-month rental? So it's kind of hard to find that piece. It really is. And plus, the Kelvin Phillips transfer might still be stinging them. So it's not as easy as it might seem. Now, if you could find, and maybe the replacement is John Stones.
And maybe but he can't stay fit either.
Can't stay fit, yeah. Or maybe he can try a Kanji. I don't know. It's a tricky situation because you're not going to be able to convince somebody to come in and say, you know what, we want to build around you for the next 6 months, and then we're bringing back the Ballon d'Or winner, and then you go rub bench. No, all right.
Yeah, but I think like and I agree with the point you made. He says Pep was also asked about reports that Rodri was targeting a return to action before the end of the current campaign. The Spaniard, of course, underwent ACL surgery. Responding to the question on whether he could return sooner, the boss replied, quote, I hope so. It is important he recovers well. If at the end of the season will be good, the target is recovery well to be ready at the end of the season. This is the target. If at the end of the season will be good, the target is recovery well to be ready at the end of the season. That's the target.
Slap himself on the top of his head, so sometimes.
So basically, what I must say, my interpretation of that, if at the end of the season we are in a race and we're competitive and we have our trophies we have to play for and we need him, then we have to forward, come play some ball.
And why do we think that Rodri coming in now will be the missing piece? Why will he
at the end of the season when you have put yourself in a competitive? But it's the Ballon d'Or.
Yes, but he won't be the correct Ballon d'Or player at that point.
And just to point out, just to make a statement regarding your point, and I agree with you regarding, it's hard to just slide somebody in because of the fact that you have a high value player in that position coming returning. But that being said, I expected not a high value transfer to essentially come in and take that position. I expected some sort of serviceable player, a player maybe from your academy, a player that's already in your system, that's on loan at a club, get recalled. Like them have some young players on loan, a Caucana, play Argentina and Ray. Bring one of those holding midfielders back to help serve, because what you have now is Mateo Kovacic running in that, and Mateo Kovacic can't manage that. And then John Stones,
Yeah, stay healthy.
can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Can't stay. Rounding out our EPL results for this weekend, family. As we get away from the EPL, Man City 4, of course, defeated West Ham 4-1. The situation with West Ham, we just accept that. Lopetegui is the man for the job, and him not gonna win.
And ironically, wasn't something in the stands for that game? Moyes. Moyes was at the game. That's what David Moyes was at that game.
I didn't even. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Ironically,
but, and David Moyes have been very vocal that he still has a lot left in the tank.
Yeah. So that was ironic, but Lopetegui. This game won't determine his future. It's an upcoming game.
Should West Ham move on from Mohamed Kudus and Lucas Paqueta? We know Lucas Paqueta has this thing hanging over his shoulder regarding this investigation, regarding match fixing or whatever the allegations are. Mohamed Kudus, should you cash in on Mohamed Kudus?
Yes. But not in January. Right now, the plan should be stay up. Find a way to stay in the Premier League. And then in the summer, cash in. I would definitely cash in. They obviously don't fit the system. They are the prime players, and they're not playing like prime players, right? It's just a natural. It's just a natural. We have to move on. We don't fit. So if Lopetegui is going to be here, they can't be here.
Yeah.
Paqueta is a little bit different. Why City don't throw some money at? Well, no, because
because of that situation, right? No one will touch him. I think because they will have to wait. I would think a shrewd sort of investment would be to wait until you see what happened regarding the situation.
Actually, yeah, because I think Paqueta, he can play the Rodri role, but he's not a Rodri type. I think Paqueta going to Man City, people saying this is Kevin De Bruyne as replacement.
Yeah, I mean, they did explore the option of trying to bring him in, it was last summer?
Last summer,
last year, right? So,
yeah.
And actually, there's two ways to probably look at it, or maybe multiple ways to look at the situation regarding this match-fixing allegations. Maybe you can also, say, all right, you have some inside information that him now going to get suspended for long. And you just shake the tree at West Ham and try to get him for a lower amount. Because ultimately, if he clears the allegations, then his stock value is going to be higher. So it's probably the cheapest you're probably going to get him now, right? Or get his services now, while these allegations are being played out.
And the mere for them not suspending me, chances are them now suspend him. Why are we still talking about this a year? What are they investigating? What did they find out now that them saying, I forgot to measure whether we want to put this out there because this a player going to get burned, this company going to get burned, this person is involved. What are they hiding? Is either I'm guilty or I'm not guilty? Is either they have enough evidence or you don't? What could they be investigating this long? You realize that they probably investigate this thing longer than the whole much time in bet.
Yeah, it's this thing one would hope it would have gotten resolved by now, so you can get some sort of finality. Let me see what is the latest information. Because I think there's a date that was set for a hearing, and I know we're at 2025, and get, you know.
Yeah.
We'll continue to search, but yeah, you're right. I mean, why don't it take so long? But maybe they have to locate the potential, all the players, and invest and interview them.
But by the time you find out who the players' names are, some of them don't turn Christian and change their life and move on already. You can't do anything with it.
Yeah, because you probably have to find a man in Brazil who have information, and then you have to go ahead and arrange time to talk to him and all, But yeah, it's strange that this thing.
And the longer you take, and the more money that Paqueta get paid, is the more opportunity Paqueta has to get to those people before you get to them and pay them off. So it just make it be time serve and move on.
All right, so it's hearing is set for March 2025.
Why March 2020? It makes no sense.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is that they figured the specific authorities would have wrapped up their investigation, and they would be ready to have the hearing in March 2025, according to Google. So that's when the date is set. So
something is off.
So Junior, imagine trying to play football and having this on you. Well, I guess after a while you can't ignore it. You're human.
Exactly. So I think there's more to this story. I think some stones going to get turned or rolled over that them don't want to roll over, and you have powerful people in places that are putting them hands on those stones and say you're not rolling this stone. And something is off. I don't know. It might have something to do with FFP. It might have something to do with how West Ham get affected by FFP if their player is suspended the year when FFP rules kick in, right? How does that affect the books? Weird. This is the West Ham fault, This is the players' fault. Why would we burn West Ham for the players' fault outside of the facility? Why is West Ham getting hurt? Right? What is it? There's something here. There's something there that I think they're hoping to sweep it under the rug and move on.
So according to the Sun, and I mean we know that the Sun sometimes shaky with some of them reporting. According to the Sun, they said, quote, reports that the 27-year-old hearing could begin in March and may face a lifetime ban if found guilty. He's also charged with 2 counts of failing to comply with the ongoing investigation. So not only them accuse him, he's charged with spot fixing or spot betting. He's also charged with failing to comply with the investigation. So and I recall last year, I don't know if you remember, when that Paqueta did put out a statement on Instagram or something, and saying that he comply, he has been doing everything that's requested, and rah, and one of the accusation is that. So there's a lot to unpack here. Junior, a lifetime ban is what the reporting that he's facing. If you're a yellow card, brother.
Reported. Yeah, exactly. If a yellow card.
Alright, I say Paqueta is not. Paqueta is innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
But if Paqueta is found guilty of the charges, I mean, a lifetime ban?
Parley.
Well, he's a ballast. No, all that money, I'm go back and look for all of the Paqueta tapes and say, yo, Richard, how much money we bet over this on the man, And it's just like I felt like the same sort of thing that happened to Pete Rose in in baseball, and I know some baseball fans, Major League Baseball here in the States, will come at me and kill me for saying this, but all right, you can't ruin the man's career over this, over some. I think some of them, well, you know. And the funny thing about it, you have betting commercials around left, right, and center in our games. I mean, the man them promote betting all the time.
I think that is a stone that they don't want to roll over.
Not to condone the behavior, but Paqueta was trying to help somebody in Brazil make a look of change, allegedly.
No, but that's a stone they don't want to turn over, because if West Ham now come out and say all of my players, them and families banned from bet shops, right? Then how does this affect the money that's rolling into the betting shops and the betting industry, which is highly lucrative in England? So
there's a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Brentford defeated Southampton 5-0. Southampton are outside. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And of course, Brighton, Arsenal drew 1-1. Rounding out our EPL roundup, looking at the table family, Liverpool at the summit, a game in hand on Arsenal, 6 points ahead at Arsenal. Forest still in third position on 37, Chelsea in fourth, 35. Newcastle right beside Chelsea on 35 points. Man City round out the top 6 with 34 points. Ipswich, Leicester City, and Southampton are in the bottom 3. The bad news for Ipswich is that Omari Hutchinson could be out for a few weeks.
Yeah, and they cannot afford to lose any pieces right now, because Wolves seem to be right in their ship. They seem to have a good coach. Everton, careful.
Junior, look at Leicester City. How bad them are. L.
But that's why I said that this year, Leicester City is similar to last year's not Brighton, last year's Burnley. Remember, Burnley played some good football, you know. Leicester played some good football as well. They just
cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's for each. You have Jordan Ayew as one of the persons you rely on to score goals. Come on, man.
And Jamie Vardy.
And 50-year-old Jamie Vardy.
Crazy.
And big up my brethren Bobby Dekova Reed, but come on. Any other final point? And by the way, big up to Leon Bailey for scoring for Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, much needed victory. Any other point regarding the EPL table, family?
No, that Arsenal fans might say, "Oh, you disrespect the side," or you talk about separate from Nottingham Forest, and we're just 6 points off the lead. We're just 2 wins off the lead. Yes, you still have a game in hand.
Nottingham Forest undefeated in the last 5 games, 5 victories on the trot. Impressive.
Make we see how tomorrow work out.
Continuing our football roundup, family, we have to step over to La Liga and take a look at this. Issues around Dani Olmo's registration at Football Club Barcelona. La Liga ruled on January 1st or January 4th, said that Dani Olmo and Paul Victoria were not registered. This has been a total mess. Football Club Barcelona says they're going to take the league to court. They've already lost, 2 courts? 2 courts have rejected the claim to register Dani Olmo. Junior,
At some point, it would have hurt them, right? So it is. They keep playing money football, and at some point they just They just go have to just say, look, we're going to scrap this. We're going to depend on some young baller. Just give it a year. We're going to figure this thing out. We're going to clean up the books, right? But it's just crazy that they seem to think that they'll be able to just continue in papering over the cracks and running down high-profile players in over fixing up the books first and then becoming a sustainable club. Right now, they're living like people who throw a partner every week and have a depend upon their partner draw. That's what they're living like.
Yeah, me get myself together before me kind of. You see, Barcelona as currently run, them need a significant overhaul financially, yes. And the Barcelona fans that are advocating for Champions League and La Liga and to have this, that, and star ball are also part of the problem. Barcelona has about a $1.2 billion debt. And that this current administration took over, and big up to Sam Marsden and Moises Lauren of ESPN, who covers La Liga for ESPN FC, who has covered the story, and Sid Lowe and others at ESPN FC also. Barcelona has a $1.2 billion debt that this current administration, Juan Laporta's administration, got from the previous administration, Bartomeu. And what did Laporta do? Him forward, him pull levers, him get bank guarantees, him sell this, him sell that, him cut wages, and took that money and then go sign high-valued transfers.
Yeah.
Barcelona should not, with the financial situation as you just pointed out, Barcelona should not be committing money to these sort of players. You can't afford it. And the ironic thing about all of this, a significant part of the success that they have had on the field under Hansi Flick is because of academy players.
Right.
So you spend a bag of money on Andres Christiansen. Now you sign Mark Tershkin backup, the brother who used to play at Juventus. Brother, you don't have backup goalkeeper in the academy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And it's like, and you know what? And this is why sometimes some Barca fans burn me out, you know. And one of the biggest problems I have with Barcelona and Real Madrid is that sometimes they believe that the rule doesn't apply to them. Barcelona sold seats of the new stadium to some Saudi company, and they received 28 million euros for this Paul Victoria and Dani Olmo registration. But the money arrived late. So they felt like, even though the money arrived late, that they should still register the baller. I mean, I said, Brethren, that it don't work that way there. And so this is where they think that they're going to go to court and try to appeal this. It's utter rubbish, man.
Yep.
And so we don't know what will happen with. So Dani Olmo now has to wait to see. Well, he doesn't have to wait, but I think he decided to wait and see what will happen in this court case. Based on the last two court cases, Barcelona was rejected. So now Dani Olmo have until January to figure out whether he wants to stay or whether he wants to go. The funny thing about it, Barcelona can't sign other players during this transfer window. They just, because this players are already signed, they need to register them. And they've had this chronic problem with registering players for the last 3-4 years. And they continue, yeah.
So couldn't they send them on loan to Man City till the end of the season?
Yeah, but you can't send him on loan and you can't register him. The contract now, he's not on your books.
for La Liga, right? Or is it overall?
Because he signed for La Liga, so he signed a
Yeah.
contract with Barcelona, and so technically he needs to be registered as a Barcelona player
Right.
with the league. Now, yeah, I see what you say. You can probably say, I don't know if this you carve it out. Say, Ball, me can't register, but then what would Man City? Because then Man City would have to say, all right, I'm willing to be a gentleman and pay you some money for his service while he plays for us. And what if he gets injured?
That's a risk that we have to take.
Oh man.
He's not playing anyway, so
Well, if we know Sam now get injured, then we're there.
yeah. So just make a man play and stay fit.
I mean, I've heard some Arsenal fans saying that, look, man, they need to go out and get Danny Olmo. At least make a move for it. Do you think that he could give this Arsenal team something?
It's a different ask. I think was it the Real Madrid game that Olmo played in the Clasico when he made the big difference against Real Madrid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it that game? And look at his strength. To me, he'll just be a younger version of Jorginho at Arsenal. I think he fits better at City than he does at Arsenal. I really do. I don't think he and Declan Rice would get along.
I think he can be serviceable to Arsenal. And here's why.
Yes,
Or any team for that matter. Any team for that matter.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, he's serviceable to any team. But
yeah, man.
Would he be needed or would he be a surplus at Arsenal? I would say he's needed at Man City. He'll be surplus at Arsenal.
I think he's needed at Arsenal.
Okay.
Because Arsenal is actually legitimately in a title race.
That's true.
And Man City in a race, a Champions League race, And so to that end, because I think he really can give you the number 10 position, and he's a goal scoring threat playing right behind a striker.
But you already have Odegaard. That's why I'm saying he's surplus the requirements.
Yeah, but we know it's Odegaard, and that's one of the worry with Arsenal. Because
if he was faster, I would say go play the wing. But what he brings is just he'll just be a little bit better version of Martinelli.
Because you've seen this commitment to play Kai Havertz,
right?
Danny Olmo.
But Olmo is not as tall as Kai Havertz.
He's definitely not as tall, but Kai Havertz not give no goals in a aerial threats anyway.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's not plug and play though. That's the thing. For Liverpool, for Man City, it's plug and play. But for Arsenal, there will have to be some adjustment made on both ends to make it work. So yes, he would help, but to me, it's more plug and play for City than Arsenal.
Junior, I have to give Vinicius Junior a bug of the week, and
Big time.
And I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Right,
Big time.
Big bug of the week. He did apologize to his teammates afterwards. I mean, that's of course a PR move. Vinicius Junior need to cut the pluck, right? A big man thing right now. And what transpired, he got a red card in the game after he attacked the Valencia goal, and he threw himself down. And then the goalkeeper, after the player moved on, the goalkeeper, I guess, pulled him up. I tried to push him up, and then he retaliated by pushing his hands to the head. Straight red card. Vinicius Junior need to cut out the pluck, right? It's a big man thing right now.
Yep, I agree.
Big man thing. Real Madrid came from behind and won this game, Junior, which was a lot more difficult than many of us. Of course, Valencia has been piss poor all year, but Real Madrid found a way.
which they have been doing all season. They seem to be just sputtering along, trying to figure it out. And at some point, we have to say, well, when are we going to say, they are ready, now they've turned it around, and they're ready for go? Why is it always going to be, why can't this be what Real Madrid is? And maybe that's where your point earlier in the show about Trent being useful comes in. Because they should not be struggling against teams like this.
Yeah.
But they are. So this is where Crystal Palace coach called Chelsea a one-trick pony. Maybe Real Madrid is a one-trick pony. Them just don't have the right magic for beat the pony.
And I mean, Valencia could have won this game. You know, and Valencia is the second worst team in the league, sitting on 12 points, won 2 games. So, and you know, so kudos to Valencia and for putting up a fight. But definitely, I mean, you know, before we go away from La Liga, Real Madrid is top. Atletico Madrid has a game in hand, and I mean, Atletico Madrid. This title race is all between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. It seems.
It seems, but Barcelona should not be taken lightly, because if we're saying Real Madrid is wishy-washy and maybe they are perennial strugglers this year, and Atletico Madrid can run away from them up until now, then Barcelona definitely can still be a threat, because they're just one win away from really waiting for another slip-up, right? So, I see they know Barca lost 3 out of them last 5 games and draw 1. So it's just getting over this, getting through this run, figuring out Dani Olmo, getting rid of some players that you don't need, making this key 1 and 2 key acquisitions in January can tip the scale for them. So though it's not a 3-horse race, it's a 3-horse race, but the first 2 horses, the couple furlongs ahead.
Yeah. No, the real business part of the thing start.
Yeah.
Now to Yawd Ballas report, Junior, we just are going to highlight this Caribbean showcase that's coming up this week in Jamaica. Kudos to all the players that reach out to us. Again, Ball Chat will cover the cost of registration for 4 players. Junior, the showcase is set for this week in Jamaica.
Yes, this week in Jamaica. So, what are the 4 players' names, right?
Yes, we have the 4 players' names. Do we want to call them out now, or we just wait until?
Because let's because of the age. No.
Yeah.
We are going to fund 4 players, or grant 4 players opportunity to take part this week, and we really hope that they take advantage of this opportunity and take it to the next level. It'll be great. And we want nothing in return other than just the country's football get better, and that is what this Caribbean Premier Showcase is all about.
Yeah, we want people subscribe to Ball Chat.
Well, this is true. We want them to subscribe to Ball Chat as well.
And smash the like button.
And that is a small reward, right? It's a small favor to ask, because, look, the opportunity is great. And it's not once in a lifetime. My son plays basketball, and it actually was yesterday we got a letter from Clayton State University talking about looking at him as a prospect, because the recruiting process is about to start, and he's invited to a camp, right? So these showcase camps are very popular, and these are what colleges and teams, professional teams, use to acquire talent, right? And this is your opportunity. Let's call a spade a spade. If you hearing this right now and ready for go take up a ball and go outside and kick it off the wall and say you're going to go to the showcase camp, nobody know. for those that have been preparing all their lives for this opportunity, take it. Right? Go out there and put your best foot down. It's a great opportunity. Big up the Caribbean Premier Showcase. Next time we'll figure out some way to partner with them. You know, you never know. You might see a ball chat episode there, and we might interview some of the talent there next time. Because we definitely is all about growing the sport on the island the right way. The right way. And this push will definitely help them. I will want that.
Yeah, man. January 7th, actually what? Tuesday, January 7th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. UWI Bowl.
I don't know why they don't update the something. Is that you will feel?
Wait a second, I'm updated.
I don't know, update it. But it's at you will feel.
January 7th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For the women's showcase. January 8th, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Stets soccer field for the men's showcase. I guess the rural men's showcase. And then January 9th, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. for the men's showcase JFF training facilities, UWI home field. And I think both showcases for the 7th and the 9th are at the CM location. At the CM location. And
my suggestion, hydrate and prepare is a whole day thing.
And registration fee, the showcase will cost $70 US, which includes lunch and hydration throughout the showcase. So $70 US, and I think there's a discount for that also if you register at a certain rate. You can register at Caribbean Premiershowcase.com/Jamaica. Caribbean Premiershowcase.com/Jamaica. For info, contact, call 51506-9437 or email soccer@CaribbeanPremierShowcase.com. I think they're also on social media. Well,
they are on Instagram. Let me get their Instagram handle. I think it's at Caribbean Premier Showcase.
Yeah.
Yes, it's at Caribbean Premier Showcase on Instagram. And I guess email them at soccer@CaribbeanPremierShowcase.com.
And also we want to highlight that the coach or the schools or the institutions that will be sending representatives that we know of, according to Sportsmax so far, Junior 1, colleges confirm are Iowa Western College, Wright State University, that's a D1 school, Eastern Kentucky University D1, Pearl River CC, Togolo College, NYU, UConn, and those are NC2A D1 at least, if I'm reading this correctly. Cumberland University is a NIA Division, Lincoln University, Division 2, Concordia, Division 2, Missouri Valley, New College, Florida, NAIA, Baker University, Johnson County. Boy, some of them schools I'm not know which part of them they are. Hampton University for women, professional schools, professional scouts, Atlanta United, Houston Dynamo, CSF Spartan out of Moldova will be sending a representative. This is an and again, big up to the four young ladies that reached out to us and eloquently wrote a very comprehensive bio. Why, Junior, you have to go through all our bio them and check and make sure it's well, I pity them right it and not that the adults.
Well, you know them say it takes a village, right? So
it takes a village.
If the village will write it, let the village write it.
Let the village write it. But Football family, looking forward to see some videos of the showcase. Big up to Brian James and the entire organization committee and the leadership put together this Caribbean Premier Showcase. We didn't get Brian on today. Hopefully we can get a recap of the entire tournament or the showcase once Brian forward, after the conclusion of the tour of the showcase family.
Yep.
So, and just to reiterate again, January 7th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., JFF training facilities, UWI home field for the Women's Showcase. And 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. on January 8th at St. Stetson Soccer Field, St. Elizabeth for the Men's Showcase, the first one of the Men's Showcase. And the second showcase for the men is January 8th, 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the UWI home field, JFF training facilities. For questions, you can email soccer@CaribbeanPremierShowcase.com. That is soccer@CaribbeanPremierShowcase.com. Showcase will cost $70. Yo, can I get some Freedom Street money and register some people, Junior?
Yo, man, them give a scatter look.
Other Yawd Ballas news before we take ourselves. I just want to give a shout out to the Jamaican U17 boys, and of course we spoke about this earlier. Mikel Antonio. This is an image of Mikel Antonio when he was released from the hospital. He posted this on social media, and so Mikel Antonio with him.
And big up Yawd Ballas too.
Mikel Antonio with his big up Yawd Ballas. We'll go over blue sky in a second and big up Yawd Ballas. But the U17 boys for the reggae, well, Julia said not to call them reggae boys. The U17 Jamaican men's team are in Mexico, preparing for the upcoming CONCACAF U17 World Cup qualifiers slated for Guatemala later this year.
Yeah.
And now over to Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky at Ball Chat family. And as Junior highlighted earlier, Yawd Ballas is the man who gives wall-to-wall coverage of all things Jamaican women's football report. Check out Yawd Ballas on Blue Sky. Or Sky Blue, our name. Blue Sky. YawdBall.bluesky.social. And condolences to Jody Brown. We mentioned this recently. Yawd Ballas reported that Jody Brown lost a relative, and Jody Brown had to take some time off from her club to, go to funeral.
Condolences, Jody Brown, and her father and our grandmother.
Yo, I that I go my yard. Time for we go my yard, family. First show of 2025. Promise we'll try to do better next time, and maybe we need to dress more formally for Ball Chat going forward. Yo, a church you just come from?
No, we don't go to church. It's outside cold, man.
We have to have a talk with the father for you, because we can't have weather prevent you from going to church.
Lie you're telling. It's 2025. We can watch it online.
Alright, big up. Alright, family, connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Blue Sky at Ball Chat Podcast. We're also on Facebook at Ball Chat. We're on TikTok at BallChat_podcast. We are still on X, but we're gonna stop streaming to X soon, because we're not night.
Yeah.
Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Big up to the group, to the I Am Jamaica Facebook group. Big up to all listeners over on I Am Jamaica, and make sure you subscribe to wherever you listen to Ball Chat. Yo, we're gonna road now, family.
45 subscribers away on YouTube. Come on, 45 away from 500. Later.
Yeah, we're gonna have a show. We're gonna put on Freedom Street too.
Yo, you know, I'm down for that, you know. We stream on Saturday. If you're down, upon a Saturday, we just watch some ball game and do a whole
Run
day.
some music.
No, we don't know about the music part. We'll do a whole day watch along.
All right, we'll do some watch along. We'll do
Like a marathon Saturday.
we'll do some watch along when we have time.
I will do, yeah, if we have time.
The thing with the watch along sometimes for me is that you know, sometimes running watch along and watching the ball game, I can't watch the ball game.
No. Without commentate the ball game.
Okay.
Without commentate the ball, I do like one Premier League watch along and just sit down there and just chat ball while we are watching the ball game.
Yeah, cause sometimes, you know, I can't, you know, cause sometimes you have to go back and watch a game them after the watch along to see it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Alright. Yo, I that, you know, but I that we're going on the road, family.
Later.
Bless up.